Hello everyone and welcome to something very special on RFD TV and Rural TV. I'm Courtney Dehoff and this is the 2012 Texas Junior High Finals Rodeo in Gonzales, Texas. Since its inception just a few short years ago, the National Junior High Rodeo Association has taken the next generation of champion cowboys and cowgirls to a whole new level. Contestants are competing in everything from goat tying to bull riding to ribbon roping and barrel racing. Much like the ranks of professional rodeo, the state of Texas has long been a hub for the sport, producing champions on all levels for as long as anyone can remember. You'll want to stick around because a little later we'll take you to the center of the junior high action as we introduce you to some of the top Texas competitors as they compete in the short round for their chance to represent Texas at the National Junior High Finals Rodeo in Gallup, New Mexico. But first, we want to introduce you to the small Texas town that played a big role in Lone Star history.
Do you remember the Alamo? Sure you do. Who could forget the Battle of the Alamo with larger-than-life Davy Crockett, Sam Houston, Jim Bowie, Colonel William B. Travis, and of course, Mexican General Santa Anna. But did you know the Texas Revolution didn't begin in San Antonio? No, sir. It started in the sleepy little South Texas town of Gonzales.
It's where the first shot for Texas independence was fired on October the 2nd, 1835, before the fall of the Alamo.
The earliest of the battles against Santa Anna took place here in Gonzales. We have the cannon that actually fired the very first shot against Santa Anna and his troops. That all started right here, and it started when the town of Gonzales told Santa Anna, if you want our little cannon, you're going to have to come and take it back. And so we have now the come and take it flag, and it's become one of the more popular flags of modern day.
So there's a lot of history steeped in this city. So when you walk these squares and things, you have to remember this is where the people that fought for our Texas independence walked these same streets. Sam Houston, Bowie, all of those, Travis.
Not only did they walk the streets of Gonzales, they sacrificed their own lives for the town and the state's independence.
So we were always kind of in the crosshairs of things. The immortal 32, they were the 32 men of Gonzales who answered the letter from William B. Travis. I think most folks know of that letter. He was appealing to all Texas for help at the Alamo. He was surrounded already. Well, unfortunately, only the 32 of Gonzales were able to get to the Alamo in time to actually participate in the battle. And in fact, our brave citizens of Gonzales actually had to fight through the Mexican soldiers to even get to the walls of the Alamo and to make their way into the Alamo to then turn around and very soon thereafter be killed along with the rest of the early Alamo defenders. So Gonzales lost a total of 41 men at the Battle of the Alamo alone. That's a pretty large portion of the male population of Gonzales at that time.
Well, Houston unfortunately decided to burn the town of Gonzales to the ground rather than turning it over to Santa Anna. This left him with a large group of women and children to look after. Realizing that he couldn't protect them and fight, he had to make a tough decision.
He then decided to send them by themselves up what at that time was the old Mission Road going towards Nacogdoches. And those poor women and children, they had so little with them. All they had was what they could carry. Probably a few had wagons and horses, but many were walking. It was cold. It was a very wet, nasty spring. Rivers were very flooded. So here are these poor members of what we now call the Runaway Scrape, which was one of the saddest yet one of the bravest chapters of Texas history. They made their way eventually to East Texas, where they tried to recover their personal losses, and eventually they were able to come back to Gonzales.
Well, after the Runaway Scrape, we could see the rebirth of Gonzales into the bustling little Texas town steeped in rich Texas history that today has so much to offer, and by so much to offer, we mean rodeo.
where the Texas Junior High Rodeo State Finals began 6 years ago. And so these folks have over the years become family here. And we look forward to them coming every year. We look forward to the friendship and camaraderie that's developed over the years. And it's a good, wholesome entertainment for our folks here in town.
And once a year, the Texas Junior High family rolls into town and makes it their own.
You can't go anywhere in town when the rodeo's in town that you don't see contestants or parents or grandparents or relatives or whatever. You see them in our restaurants, you see them in our shops, you see them all over town. And that has a huge economic impact.
The rodeo keeps the local businesses running and gunning throughout the week, but Gonzales, they hold their own the rest of the year too.
But the tourists and the interest that we have in heritage tourism here in Gonzales is also a huge economic driver. Next to the oil field, or next to the oil economy, it's like the third largest economy in the state, heritage tourism is. And we're one of the hubs for heritage tourism in Texas. I mean, where else other than where the war started?
Cattle, Longhorns, after the Civil War, they gathered all the cattle in the Chisholm Trail, came through here. They put their cattle in the Chisholm Trail and drove them up north. So also cotton was king in Gonzales County up until about 1920. And today cattle and agriculture still are some of the most important economic forces in the county. We're the #1 cow and calf operation in the state of Texas, and also we have a number of large feedlots.
We just have a lot to offer in those areas. The businesses that we have in town, the agriculture-based businesses, have been here through good times and bad times, and it's just an awesome place. It's with great business.
But perhaps the greatest of them all, the J.B. Wells Arena, a true testament to the saying, build it and they will come.
The rodeo arena, the people back then, you know, they are the ones that started the riding the horses, the rodeos, and a few years ago, those people decided we need to have a rodeo arena for our kids to ride in.
The arena back in 2000, man J.B. Wells, he left it in his will after all of his living descendants died that it would be turned into an equestrian center. And we got a grant, and that's where it came from there.
J.B. Wells is actually a city park. We own the arena, we own the RV park, we own the barns and so forth out there, and it is a department of the city. J.B. Wells was built probably about 10 years ago, maybe as long ago as 15. And it was the Playday Association and some other rodeo type organizations got together and said, we really need a good place here in Gonzales for rodeos to take place.
And take place they do. With state-of-the-art facilities like these, it's hard to keep them away.
We've got 498 full hookup RVs. We've got 720 horse stalls set up right now. We have livestock shows out here. We host RV rallies, PBR bull ridings here. It's just 4 days a week. It's rented 2 years in advance.
The facility here is great. Gonzales, they all back us up 100%. They're here for us. They've got people here working all the time. All we have to do is somebody's RV goes out, make a call, and they're right there to do it.
Gonzales is one of the nicest setups as far as friendly to the contestants, the participants. It's got grass all around it. It's got a jackpot pen. It isn't air conditioned and cool. It's got big fans. It's, you know, a little bit, we don't have to just be pampered completely at these kids' age. They need, you know, but it's a nice place to be. It's a friendly bunch of people.
And in the next couple of years, J.B. Wells, it will be bigger and better than ever.
We're going to be able to expand it over the next couple of years probably. The appearance is going to change.
We're fixing to build some more air-conditioned buildings, build another arena for the cutting horses to be in, so we don't have to use this one at the same time. The city right now has got 100% behind us, so I think we're fixing to do a lot of development.
We hope the addition of the buildings will bring additional rodeos to town. We're interested in perhaps hosting the high school national finals rodeo.
And it's just grown from there, from one event to the next, to be able to host the state finals for the junior high rodeo, the high school rodeos, and the Youth Rodeo Association.
But the Texas Junior High Finals isn't just about the community or the facilities. It's really all about the young cowboys and cowgirls who sacrifice so much for the sport they love.
It's 100% about the kids. We enjoy having them here. The parents are great. They feel comfortable when they come here. They can turn the kids loose and not worry about where they're at. It's a small town, so it's family oriented, everything out here.
Now that we've introduced you to the town of Gonzales and all that it has to offer, when we come back, well, it's time to rodeo. Stick around and we'll bring you the rest of the action from the J.B. Wells Arena. You won't want to miss it. All right, well, let's get started. We're going to jump right into a little bit of the rodeo action. Let's start with the cowgirls pole bending. Let's take a look. All right, Rayleigh Self, Powderly, Texas, our first cowgirl out. Rayleigh won the second round with the fastest run of the week so far, a 20.022. She just needs a clean run here. She's coming in #1 in the average. Let's see if she can do it, and she does. Good run by this cowgirl. #1 in the average, and she is going to stay there. How about a 19.57, fastest run of the week. Madison Smith, Midland, Texas, Region 2. You can see that horse. He gets by that first pole a little bit. That's going to cost her time when you've got girls like Rayleigh Self coming in here and running 19.5s. If you want a piece of that average and you want to qualify for the junior high finals, you've got to be fast and in poles like that. They're not going to do it for you. But good run by the cowgirl. Hey, she was clean. 20.97, not too bad. Now we'll go to Madeline Covington, Joaquin, Texas. Region 5 comes a whipping and riding on the good Palomino horse. Gets around that first end pole, a 7th grader here in her second year of junior high rodeo. Down through her second pass, let's see if she can get clean. Tips that end pole, but hey, it's standing. If they're standing, there's no penalty. There she goes, good run. Bringing the Palomino horse home. Nice run, 21.04 for the Joaquin, Texas cowgirl. Devette Stegman, Needville, Texas, Region 8 here coming in. 7th grader. She was the 2012 rookie all-around cowgirl in Texas. She's sitting #10 in the average with a 41.97 on 2 runs. Going to have to be fast here to move up into the top 4 and try and qualify for the junior high finals. Whips home, clean run, nice run, 20.15. Good run for the cowgirl. Anna Pickett, San Angelo, comes in #6 in the average with a 41.76 on 2. She's a Region 3, a little 6th grader here. She's got a couple more years ahead of her. Looks like she'll probably be a force to be reckoned with here in the pole bending for sure. Keeps her hands low, really uses her feet. Nice hand. She's a good little cowgirl. And a good run, 20.207. Man, what a pole bending. Rayleigh Self with a 19.5. That's as fast as you're going to see anywhere. Let's take a look at how the rest of the top 3 averaged out and see who's going to be heading to Texas with Rayleigh to represent the girls in the pole bending.
We're Texas. We have 570 members. And the way Texas does it a little different from some of the other states. We have 10 regions that's over the state, and then they bring their top 10 here. So when they come here, there's 100 in each event, and the kids practice and really work at it. And we're here for a whole week, and they just have a great time.
All right, now we head to the boys and an adaptation of the big man's event, steer wrestling. We're going to do a little shoot dogging, same concept, only they're not jumping off of a horse here in junior high just quite yet. They're going to wrestle the steer right out of the chute. Let's take a look. All right, first cowboy out. Ryan Becker, Marble Falls, Texas, Region 6 cowboy. Nice job, gets that steer down. A 2.52 on his first one, a 6.11 on his second, and here a 2.84. Jace Warren, Coons, Texas, Region 5. He was so fast, I didn't even have time to talk about it. Nice run, 2.08. Now we're gonna go to Ben Tucker, Canyon, Texas, Region 1 cowboy here. 4.06 on his first steer. Good job. Gets his feet under him, gets that nose. How about a 2.67 for Ben? All right, we're going to head to Baker Moltz, Spring Branch, Texas. A Region 6 cowboy here. 3.57 on his first, a 2.37 on his second. You can see he's having a little bit of trouble here. He's got to get those feet up under him. He's going to have to get back up and do it again. He's got to get his feet under him, get that nose. You can see him. He's trying. He knows what he's got to do. Trying to get that steer's nose so that he can get him turned. Having a little bit of trouble here. It's all part of rodeo. There, he's got it. If he can just get that steer to fall, he almost has it. There he goes, all four legs out in front of him. 28.4 for the cowboy. But hey, he knew what he had to do. He's going to stay in the average. Ty Nichols, Idalou, Texas, Region 1. 2.58 on his first one, a 2.85 on his second. Oh, talk about consistency. How about a 2.12 for the Idalou cowboy? All right, we're going to head to Logan Cook, Alto, Texas, Region 5, 8th grader, here in his third year of junior high rodeo. Be heading to the ranks of high school soon. A 3.6 on his first steer, a 2.2 on his second. Let's see what he can get done. Oh, rubberneck steer there. Got his legs out in front of him and got the flag. How about an 8.03 for the cowboy? Well, a good bunch of shoot doggers there. Let's take a look at the results and see which boys are headed to represent Texas in this event. Well, Texas has long been known for producing champion tie-down ropers, and the Texas Junior High Finals is no different. They've got world champions standing in the box with them, and these kids have been hot all week. Let's take a look at the boys in the tie-down roping. All right, first kid back in the box, Weston Hughes, Caldwell, Texas, Region 9. He's a Texas tie-down champion. The 2010 Joe Beaver Superstars tie-down champion. Good loop, rows that calf, gets off, flank, daylights that calf. Pick him up, flank him, 2 wraps and a hooey, and he does it. Good job. Running back to that horse. Now he's got to get on that horse and ride forward and make sure that that calf stays tight. You can see that he puts that slack in his rope, and he's going to need that. Good job, and the calf stays tied for a 10.57. 10.57, definitely going to keep him in the average there. Good run. Next up, we'll head to Zach Kirkpatrick, Crosbyton, Texas, Region 1. Trying to make it pay off here in the short round. Nice little paint horse, tracks that calf, ropes. Good job. Flanks, put him on, 2 wraps and a hooey, and he does it. Nice run. Good run. Good enough for a 9.23. Now that's going to be the new fastest time that we've seen all week here at the Texas Junior High Finals, and that's also going to put him number 1 in the round. Nice run by Zach Kirkpatrick. All right, Brett Stewart, Bridgeport, Texas, backing in the box. Region 3 coming out, nods. You can see him tracking that calf down the pin just a little ways, but he does a nice job. That horse does a good job. Follows him up. Now take a look at this. You can see he's got a little bit of slack in that rope, and you can see that calf fighting him, and that horse probably not helping him as much as he would like. But still, gets him roped, gets a time. Going to keep him in the average, keep his average hopes alive there. Good enough for a 16.14 for the Bridgeport, Texas cowboy. Nice run. All right, now we're going to go to Cy Felton, Dublin, Texas. An all-around cowboy. We've seen him all weekend competing in the team roping, all kinds of events. Good-looking horse, good loop. Nice figure 8. You can see that calf's down when he gets there, jumps back up, flanks, put it on, 2 wraps, and a hooey. Nice job. You can see him running back to that horse, going to get on, take a few steps forward, of course, put a little bit of slack in that rope, and that calf's got to stay down. Now, if he doesn't, of course, it's a no time. Good run for the Dublin, Texas cowboy, and I'm sure we'll see him a little later on as he competes in the rest of his events. All right, now we're going to the number 1 man in the average, John Douch, Huntsville, Texas. Don't blink or you might miss this because he has been fast all week. Right there, that's what I'm talking about. He is consistent. He knows He's done what he needs to do. That is gonna put John Douch #1 in the average for the Texas Cowboy. Let's take a look and see how the rest of it played out in the tie-down roping. All right, we watched the boys in the tie-down roping put on quite a show. Now let's head to the ladies in the girls breakaway roping. Let's take a look. All right, first little cowgirl, Brooke Jordan, Covington, Texas, Region 10. Nods, tracks that calf a little way. Good job, makes it work. You can see that horse and that calf kind of went different directions. Typically, you want to have that horse just stopping right straight behind that calf, but nonetheless, she makes it work. Nice run. Briley Joe Sprayberry, Nacogdoches, Texas, Region 5. Not sure, looked like maybe she got tipped back a little bit when that horse left, and that's hard. It's hard to get your tip down. When you get knocked back when you leave, everything gets behind. This is such a fast event. I mean, these girls are roping in 2s, 3s, even sometimes every now and then you'll see a 1. You've got to be ready. Good job. Uses her second loop and makes it work. 17-9-1 for the Nacogdoches Cowgirl. All right, Kaylee Taylor, Detroit, Texas, Region 4, back into the box. She's a 3 of it qualifier here at the finals. Let's see what she can do. Nods. Good start. Oh, man, you can see that calf, how that calf's kind of bobbing and ducking. That is hard for anybody to rope. I don't care who you are. When those calves are ducking and diving like that, it just makes it hard to see your spot. She, just tracking behind that calf, was looking for a shot, and it's hard to do it. There she goes. Got him lined out. Got a good shot. Just can't make it work for the cowgirl, but she knew what she had to do. Used both loops, and a good effort by her. Going to be a no time for Kaylee Taylor. Madison Goforth, Azle, Texas, Region 4. Watch this little cowgirl rope in the first 2 rounds. Knows what she is doing. Nice sawhorse, good loop. Nice job. You can see that flag break away. 3-9-4 for the Azle, Texas cowgirl. You can see the smile on her face. Did what she needed to do. All right, #1 lady in the average, Destiny Hatfield, Holly, Texas, Region 3. Nods, and she's out. Good job, good loop. Did what she needed to do. She needed to go in and rope her calf, and that is exactly what she did. All right, that little lady, she's pumping her fists because I think she just won the average in the breakaway. Let's take a look at all of the results and see who's headed to the Nationals. Well, there's a lot more to come, so stay with us and we'll bring you the rest of the rodeo action from JB Wells. We just got done watching the ladies in the breakaway roping. Now we're going to head to the boys in the breakaway roping. The Junior High Association lets these boys breakaway rope because when you're a 6th grader, hey, these kids, they're still small, they're still growing, and sometimes it's hard for them to flank those calves. So let's take a look at the boys in the breakaway roping. All right, first cowboy back into the box. Drake Tolbert, Pampa, Texas, Region 1, nods. Got a start, good loop. You know, there was nothing wrong with what he just did there. How about a 3-6-8 for the Pampa, Texas Cowboy? Clean, solid run. Exactly what he needed to do, and I think he knew that. Good job for him. All right, Weston Potasmy, Bridgeport, Texas. Region 3, trying to get that bay horse back in the box, trying to get him faced. You can see him pushing on that shoulder, trying to get him to stand up straight. Good job, good loop. Does exactly what he needed to do there. He's a 2.97. He was a 5.6 on his first and a 4.4 on his second. So consistent, roped all 3 at the state finals. There is certainly nothing wrong with that as he lopes out on the big bay horse. All right, Greg Cordova, Del Rio, Texas, up next, Region 8. He was a 5.5 on his first calf, a 3.1 on his second, 8th grader in his 3rd and final year. Nice job. Talk about that loop. Saw a start, saw his spot, and was a 2.7 for Greg Cordova of Del Rio, Texas. Nice run for the Cowboy. All right, True Lucina, Amarillo, Texas, Region 1. He was a 3-2 on his first calf, a 5-3 on his second. Man, these boys are on fire. Nice job. Saw a good, solid start. Roped that calf, clean around the neck. Nice loop. Knew what he needed to do. Rides out like it ain't no thing. All right, Hayden Bray, Granbury, Texas, Region 3. He was a 4-3 on his first calf, a 3-8 on his second. You can see that calf come out and run right, but man, that horse just tracks right up behind him. And Hayden, of course, ropes him and knows exactly what he needs to do. Well, that was a heck of a boys breakaway roping. Nice loops by all of them. Went out, got the job done. Let's take a look at the results and see who's headed to Gallup, New Mexico. All right, and now we're gonna head to the center of the arena for the fast event of the girls goat tying. They were on fire all weekend. Let's take a look at how things played out in the short round. All right, first up, Abby Slingle, Floresville, Texas, Region 8 cowgirl. Nice get off. That goat, man, he was just standing there waiting for her. Good job. Flanks, a little bit of trouble on that flank. You can see that she kind of had to regather, and sometimes, you know, when you're in the short round, the Texas State Junior High Finals, that'll make a difference, so we'll see how that plays out. She was a 9.92 on her first, 11.38 on her second, going to be a 9.45 here. Good run for the cowgirl. Terry Kindle, Claiborne, Texas, Region 10. She was a 9.33 on her first, 11.19 on her second. Needs a fast run here. Good job checking that horse. Nice. You can see that goat squatting a little bit again. That's costing her time. You can see that she had to get him up, and then it screwed up her flank just a little bit, but man, she had fast hands. Good tie for the cowgirl. Going to be a 9.71 on her third goat. So consistent all the way through. 3 clean runs. Good for her. Hallie Self, Winnie, Texas, Region 5 cowgirl, 10.12 on her first, 10.34 on her second. Nice get off, little gray horse. You can see her grabbing that rope. Now that's a good idea. That's so that that goat doesn't run all around. If you don't straddle or grab that rope, you're at the mercy of that little goat on the end of that rope, and that cannot be a good thing sometimes. How about a 12.35 for the cowgirl? 12.35. Good run for her. Kelsey Epstein, Hart, Texas, Region 1, all-around cowgirl right here. Comes in number 2 in the average. Nice get off. You can see that goat run, but she had that rope straddled. Good flank. Puts a tie, little bobble there, but not much. Going to be a 9.1. Didn't cost her a whole lot of time. Hope she's not hurt. You can kind of see her limping off. This is a rough sport. Broken legs, blown out knees, you name it. It's fast. And it is grueling. All right, last cowgirl, Mariah Horton. Watch this cowgirl. My guess is she's going to be fast. Talk about a get off. You'll see that in college. You'll see that anywhere. Good, smart tie right there. She needed a clean run. She did it. How about a 7.72? She was a 7.94, a 7.38, and a 7.72. You don't see times that fast in junior high very often. You don't even see times that fast in high school very often. That cowgirl right there is on fire, and they are going to be watching for her in high school, and they're going to be wishing she didn't college rodeo, because those were great times. Good job from Mariah Horton. Let's take a look and see how the rest of the girls fared and who's headed to Gallup with Mariah. All right, well, we saw the girls just now in the goat tying, and they were certainly fast. Now we're gonna head over and give the boys a shot. It's gonna be a little different. You saw the girls using a goat string. Well, the boys, they're gonna opt for a pigging string, much like you'll see in the calf roping. Let's take a look and see how the boys fared in the boys goat tying. Brady Barron, Mineral Wells, Texas, first cowboy out. Region 3, he was a 13.59 on his first, a 10.6 on his second. He's an 8th grader, 2 event qualifier. Good job. Nice, wrapping a hooey. There he goes. How about an 11.25 for the cowboy? 11.25 for the Mineral Wells, Texas cowboy. That'll keep him in the average. 3 clean runs. I'm sure that's probably what he had in mind going in. Good job for him. All right, Logan Cook, Alto, Texas, Region 5. He had the fastest time of the week so far in the boys go tying. Let's see what he can get done. Good get off, flanks, and nice job. Good run. Now you can see that goat kicking. That goat has got to stay down for an amount of time. You can see that judge. He's got a stopwatch in his hand. Oh, he breathed a sigh of release there because he was fighting, but good tie. Good job for Logan. Chance Webster, Lippin, Texas, Region 3. He's coming in number 6 in the average, 10-7 on his first, and 11-2 on his second. You can see that goat fighting a little bit. Oh, he got the, you can see what happens there. He got the pigtail of his string there tied right on into that. Just a little bit of a bobble. These kids, they know they've got to be fast. They're trying to be so fast, and sometimes things like that will happen, but you've got to be careful and can't get in a speed jam. But nonetheless, 8-8-2 for him, or 14-16 for Chance, actually. John Dowd, Huntsville, Texas. We just saw him win the calf roping. Let's see what he can do here. Good job. He was 4th in the average, coming in with a 21.03. How about a 10-7-1 here for him? 10-7-1. True all-around cowboy you're looking at right there, and I'm sure he'll be a force to be reckoned with for many years to come in all of his different events. All right, let's take a look at Zach Kirkpatrick, Crosby from Texas, Region 1. All-around cowboy here as well. These kids, sometimes they're competing in 3-4 different events. Busy week for them. Good job, flanks his goat. Nice tie. Good job for him. 10-5-1. He was a 9-5-4 on his first and a 10-8-6 on his second. Nice run for the group of boys goat tires. All right, and he unties his goat and walks back to the arena, most likely to get ready for his next event. Like I said, we saw John Douch, we saw Zach Kirkpatrick. These kids are competing in more than one event, and we may even see them again a little later on. So they're doing a great job, and they're being consistent. Big day for them here in the short round. Let's see who's headed to Gallup in the boys goat tying.
It's a blessing just to be able to give back to the kids and just watch them grow. And most of these kids I've known all my life, and I've known them all their lives. And it's just a really, really special deal to see them grow up and really become the young adults and what they become today. It's really neat.
All right, well, now to the event with the pretty ladies and the fast horses. If you know rodeo, you know what I'm talking about. Let's head to the Cowgirls barrel racing. Let's take a look. Kelsey Epsonson, Hard, Texas. We've seen her once today. Region 1 cowgirl. Nice job. Gets around that first barrel. Heads to the second. Good job. Nice little bay horse she's got here. She was a 16.66 on her first. Good job. She's going to be clean here. She was a 16.69 on her second. Let's see what she can do. Good job. 16.40. Talk about consistency for the Hart, Texas cowgirl. Macy Brogan, Post, Texas. Region 1 coming down the alley. She's going to head to the left barrel first. She's an 8th grader in her 3rd and final year. She's a 4-event qualifier. That's what I was talking about. These cowboys and cowgirls, they are busy. Good run. Got to stay mentally focused to do 3 and 4 events, especially at these age. Man, these kids are so impressive. Nice job. How about a 16.94 for the Post Texas cowgirl? Next, we're looking to Holly Wright, Canadian, Texas. She's a Region 1 cowgirl. Good job. Oh, nice job. You can see that flare nasal strip that cowgirl's got on that horse's nose. Oh, tips that barrel, but it's up. I bet she was holding her breath there. Nice run. This is a nice, nice horse. Again, flare nasal strip. Just open up those passageways and get that horse some air. How about a 16.43 for Holly Wright of Canadian, Texas. Nice run. Kirsten Smith, Logansport, Louisiana, Region 5. A Louisiana cowgirl here. You don't have to live in Texas to compete in Texas. Sometimes these kids compete wherever they live closest. They haul all around the country. Nice run, making a nice run here. Get around the 3rd. Oh, you can see that horse, that slip a little bit on that 3rd barrel, loses his hind end and makes him have to come out a little bit wider just to save himself, because those horses know they're not supposed to hit those barrels. Going to cost her a little bit of time, but not much. 16.92. Darcy Taylor, Bryan, Texas, Region 9. Nice first barrel. Good second, so you're looking, heading to the 3rd. Nice, nice horse here. Nice job. You can see that horse just sit and churn every run. Oh, yeah, there it is. 16.31. How about the new fastest time of the week for the cowgirl? Well, as can be expected in Texas, there's a bunch of nice barrel horses, and those cowgirls, they're tough too. Great bunch of hands, great bunch of horses and girls. Let's take a look and see who's headed to Gallup to represent the ladies in the barrel racing. will bring you the rest of the action from the J.B. Wells Arena. You won't want to miss it.
It's definitely being with all my friends. You know, you're always together. Everyone's always cheering everyone on. Even if you're not in a performance, everyone's always up there sitting in the stands cheering on all their friends. So the family and all the friends, that's my favorite part.
Now it's time for the two-man event. Let's head to the team roping. A header and a heeler. You've got a header in one box, a heeler in one box. Going to rope horns and hopefully 2 feet. Stretch them tight and watch it pay. Let's take a look at the team roping. Ross Ashford, Lott, Texas, and Kyler Gomez of Holland, Texas, a Region 10 team here. They were 7-2 on their first steer, 7-8 on their second. Ropes 2 horns, comes in and ropes 2 legs. You can see him stretch that steer, waiting for the flag. Good run. How about an 8-8 for the pair from Region 10? That's going to keep them right there in the average. We'll have to see how that plays out. Shane Scarborough, Huntington, Texas. Kason McCall of Lufkin, Texas, Region 5 team. They were 13-5 on their first steer, a 15-14 on their second. They need a time here. Let's see what they can do. You can see that steer dragging a little bit. Makes it hard for that heeler to come in there and do what he needs to do. But they know that they've got to rope 2 feet to stay in the average, so he rebuilds that loop. Header having a little bit of a trouble handling that steer. Unfortunately, going to be a no time, but my guess is we'll see this team on down the road because this is just all part of it. All right, Greg Cordova, Del Rio, Texas, Logan Weeks, Uvalde, Texas, Region 8. They were 7 on their first, 11:46 on their second. Let's see what they can do here. Clean around the neck and 2 feet. There it is. Face and flag. Good job. How about a 7-9-4 for the pair? 7-9-4 for the Region 8 team of Cordova and Weeks. All right. Brett Stewart, Bridgeport, Texas. Tyson Thompson. I'm not sure if he got out. Let's see if he can rope. And he gets a leg. Good job. 7-2 on their first, 7-8 on their second, a 7th grader and an 8th grader there. Hey, they had a penalty. They had 5 seconds for that leg, but they had a time. So that's definitely probably going to keep them in that average. Let's see how it all played out. We saw the teams in the team roping. Now we're going to head to another team event. It's a little different, though. It has to be a cowboy and a cowgirl. We're going to have a roper and a runner. Doesn't matter who's on which end. Let's head over to the ribbon roping and see how these teams fared and who's headed to nationals. All right, first team out. Caleb Butler, Decatur, Texas. Skylar Sutherland, Fort Worth. Region 3 team here. Now she has to wait to grab that flag until the Cowboys got his hands on the calf. There she's got it. Keep in mind, I'm not sure if he got out. Keep in mind, the barrier rule still applies. It's going to be a 10-3-1 like I expected, plus 10. We're going to have to add that 10-second penalty. You've got to give that calf a head start. All right, Briley Joe Sprayberry, Shiloh Stone, Nacogdoches, and Joaquin, Texas. Team working for you in the good-looking turquoise shirts. Cowgirl gets knocked down, but she's right back up again. These kids are tough. That's just part of the sport. Nice job there. Going to be a 14-second run there. 14.98 for the team. But hey, 3 clean runs. That's going to keep them in the average. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Jackson Schultz, Abilene, Texas. Brett Stewart, Bridgeport, Texas. Region 3 team here. Nice job, ropes that calf right in front of the chute, and there she is. Nice job. Picture perfect, if you would like to call it that. How about a 7-7-4 7.74. They were a 6.7 on their first and a 12.1 on their second. That ought to keep them right there in the average. We'll see how that works out. Dakota Felton, Mount Home, Texas, Whitley, Whitewood, Bandera, Texas, Region 2 team here. Doesn't matter how you rope that calf, catch as catch can. Nice job, and she is across the line. They were a 7 on their first one, an 11-1 on their second. 3 clean runs is going to be important in the ribbon roping. Logan Cook, Alto, Texas, Lara Elliott, ARP, Texas, Region 5 team. Man, they made it happen. They were an 8.9 on their first, a 9 flat on their second. They're going to be a 7.39 on their third. Their fastest time, saving it for the short round. Final team, Tanner Green, Cotulla, Texas, Region 8, all-around cowboy. Hannah Allison, Orange Grove, is working on the other end for him, and there she is. Good job. Nice job for that pair. An 8 and 6, an 8 and 6. That ought to keep them right there in the average in the ribbon roping. They were roping fast. They were having good, clean, consistent times, which a lot of these kids knew they needed. They may be young, but they know how to play the game, and they know what has to be done to get them to nationals. Let's see who's headed that way in the ribbon roping. Before we head to the final event in the short round, the bull riding, I think it's important to take a moment and remember all the people that are behind the scenes. I'm talking about the friends and the families that's hauling these kids to all of these rodeos and making it possible. We just saw Tanner Green in the ribbon roping, and I had a chance to catch up with his mom, who has been there every step of the way for every event that Tanner's competed in over the week. Video camera in hand, she is always there. Let's hear what she had to say about her talented young son.
It's very stressful. Very. We have 8 horses here this week, so it's a lot of work. We get up about 6:30 and feed all of them and water them all and clean their stalls, and then go get ready and come over here and get whichever one we need to get ready and come in the arena and compete, and then do it all over again in the afternoon. Tanner's 13, and I think it is a lot, but he is very driven. He is very strong. He's very tough. My dad is his coach, and he's amazing with him. He really doesn't raise his voice unless he really has to, which is complete opposite of me. I get all riled up, but I warm the horses up and saddle them, warm them up, put their boots on, take them off, cool them off. Just because we have so many, it's easier. He wouldn't have time to warm them up or do anything like that. So my mom and my little girl, even London, Tanner's little sister, she's 4, and she'll warm some of them up, and so it's definitely a family effort. Well, whatever Tanner wants to do is what we're gonna do.
Anything you want to add?
Good luck to my baby boy today.
What a great mom she is. Now let's head to the final event in the short round, the bull riding. Let's see how the rough stock riders of the Junior High Association fared in the short round. All right, Sam Ray Hooper, Andrews, Texas, Region 2. We just saw a roper's mom. You can see the men leaning over the chute helping him. Again, friends and family and other competitors are so important in the sport of rodeo. He was a 76 on his first bull, had a no score on his second bull, not gonna make the 8 seconds, but nonetheless, a good effort for the little cowboy. These are little kids to be riding bulls. Have to keep that in mind. Brett Custer, Elk City, Oklahoma, Texas, Region 1. 76 on his first bull. He was a no score. You can see him get a little behind. Take a look at those rodeo clowns. They are so important to this sport at any level. Getting in there and getting in front of him so that Brett there could get out of the way. Hope he's all right. Again, tough sport. These are tough little cowboys in the bull riding. Landon Castillo, Victoria, Texas, Region 6. He was a 63 on his first. He scored a 73 on his second bull. Hey, he covered 2. Let's see what he can get done in the short round with shaps like that. You've got to be talented. Just not quite enough today. Not quite enough. Still covered 2 bulls at the Texas Junior High Finals Rodeo. Certainly nothing to be disappointed about there. All right, Clayton Cook, Cattle Mills, Texas, Region 4. coming out. You can see him leaning forward just a little bit. He's got to sit up, or that is what's going to happen. He was a 75 on his first, a 62 on his second. Again, he covered 2 bulls here at the Texas Junior High Finals, and the way things are going, covering 2, you just never know. You might be headed to nationals. All right, Campbell Boudreaux, Crockett, Texas Region 9, 83 on his first, 69 on his second. Watch this. He might just show everyone how it is done. Nice job for the Cowboy. And there is the whistle. Pulls his robe. He knows he's done what he needs to do. How about an 80 for the Crockett, Texas Cowboy? I'd say that is a heck of a way to wrap things up in the bull riding. Let's take a look and see who we can look for in Gallup, New Mexico at the National Junior High Finals Rodeo in the bull riding.
We are having a great finals here, and I wish everyone that is qualifying and the best of luck in Gallup.
We've gone from the birth of the state to a brand new rodeo association that's truly changed the game. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next year. I'm Courtney D. Hoff.
It's hard to go every day as long as I can until I'm almost overheated, but I practice as hard as I can.
The ribbon open, I just drew 3 good calves, just like the goat time.
Yes, ma'am, and go to the NFR. Graduate out of college and high school first.
Went in and I was like, well, I'm just going to be clean and get to go to Gallup again, and I was cleaning with the 19.5, so that made it even better.
Just keep on practicing, maybe go in the weight room a couple times.
Dad always puts me on good horses, and I'd like to thank him a lot.
She was a colt, and my mom's trained her all her life, and I'm very thankful for her.